everyone, and welcome. So today, we're doing something a little different. We're not breaking down an article or some dry research paper. Nope, we're actually going on a digital investigation. And our investigation kicks off with this. I mean, look at it. It's just a single, totally baffling sentence, and it was pulled from this huge, chaotic digital text. At first glance, it just looks like complete nonsense, right? Like a random jumble of words, maybe a mistake, or, I don't know, maybe a secret code. So what in the world is this? That is the big question we're gonna try to answer together. Think of this whole thing as a puzzle, and that bizarre line of text, that's our very first clue. All right, section 1, a digital mystery. Now, I gotta be clear, our source material here isn't some neat and tidy document. Not at all. We're talking about thousands upon thousands of words that honestly look like a digital shipwreck. Just a giant, jumbled mess of what seems like total nonsense. And it's our job to figure out what it is and where on earth it came from. Yeah, you can really think of it like this. We're basically digital archaeologists. We're gonna sift through all these fragments and all this debris from the data shipwreck, hunting for any little artifacts that can help us piece together the story of what exactly happened here. Okay, so let's dive into this. Section 2, searching for clues. You know, every good investigation starts by just looking for anything at all that's recognizable. So that's what we did. We scanned this massive text file for any familiar signs. You know, something that could act as a landmark in the middle of all this digital chaos. And guess what? We found some. This is what's so interesting. Hidden inside all that gibberish are these little flashes of real-world information. I mean, you can see names of famous people, right? Like Bezos and Gorbachev. We found cities from all over the globe: Chicago, Oslo, Kinshasa. We even found brand names, phone numbers, and actual street addresses. But this just makes the mystery even deeper, doesn't it? I mean, what kind of process would stick the name of a former Soviet leader right next to, say, a brand of toothpaste? Or a street address in Chicago next to the capital of the Congo? It's a totally bizarre, completely random combination of data. All right, let's keep digging. Section 3, unpacking patterns. So when you're faced with this much just random data, the next logical step is to try and sort it. You want to see if any patterns start to emerge from all that noise. And that's exactly what we did. We started grouping our clues into categories. And you know what? A pattern did start to show up. First off, people. We found a huge list of names, but just look at the range here. We've got tech billionaires, world leaders from totally different eras, and even ancient Greek philosophers like Aristotle. There is just no obvious connection between any of them. And it was the exact same story with places. We've got major world cities like Oslo sitting right next to much smaller, less-known towns like Vacaville. The geographic spread is just completely random. It spans multiple continents, and there's no clear logic to it whatsoever. And then there's this, which adds a whole other layer to the puzzle. We started finding these little fragments that look like they were ripped straight out of book catalogs or library records. We're talking publication cities, dates, publishers, and even full titles of books. Okay, so here's the crucial point. All of this leads us to our first real hypothesis. What if we're not looking at one single corrupted document? What if we're actually looking at a collection of collections? Like tiny little pieces from thousands of totally unrelated sources, all just dumped and mashed together into one single giant file. Okay, moving on to section 4, the ghost in the machine. So that's our working theory, but you know, it opens up an even bigger question. How? I mean, what kind of automated process could possibly create this organized chaos? What's the ghost in the machine that's building this digital Frankenstein? Well, the most likely culprit is a process that you might have heard of called web scraping. Basically, you have these automated programs, bots, that crawl all over the internet, just pulling raw text from millions and millions of websites. They strip out all the code, all the images, and just leave the words, which often creates these weird formatting errors. Then, all of this totally unrelated text gets compiled into one giant index file, something for a machine to read. And the result? It's exactly the kind of data soup that we've been looking at. And then, buried deep, and I mean deep, within tens of thousands of lines of text, we found our smoking gun. This tiny little 4-word phrase. It's a piece of user interface text that I guarantee almost every single one of you has seen before. And it's a huge clue. It's strongly suggests that the bots that collected all this data were crawling through Google services. So this brings us to our final conclusion about what this text really is. It's what some people call data exhaust. Think of it as the messy, unfiltered, completely unintentional byproduct of those giant automated systems that index the web, the very systems that power things like our search results. It is basically the stuff that was never meant for human eyes. Okay, so our final section, what this data reveals. We've pretty much solved the mystery of what this text is, right? But so what? What does it actually tell us? Why does any of this digital noise even matter? Well, the big takeaway here is all about the nature of the internet itself. You see, what this whole investigation really reveals is that there are, in a way, two internets. First, there's the one we all see every day. The clean, organized, user-friendly version with simple menus and nice layouts. And then there's the one that runs behind the scenes. And that one is a chaotic, messy, automated world of raw data streams and corrupted text files. It's the engine that makes the clean version even possible. So that text, the one we started with, what we first thought was maybe a secret code or just a bunch of random nonsense, it turns out to be something way more interesting. It's actually a rare glimpse into the internet's subconscious. That raw, unfiltered, kind of dreamlike stream of information that's just constantly churning beneath the surface of our digital lives. And all of this really leaves us with one final thought. Remember, this was just one file, one tiny glimpse behind the curtain. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other massive, invisible data structures are out there, humming away just beneath the surface, quietly powering the world we interact with every single day?